It's already 274 days since I started to trade crypto with my public portfolio. And there was a lot of turbulence in the market during this time. I'm full-time institutional crypto trader and I will show you how profitable is my strategy. Let's go! I started my public portfolio in the beginning of February 2025 and now we have the beginning of November. And as you can see, there was a lot of turbulence in the market during this time. For example, I started my public portfolio after Ethereum dropped 33% in its value. And it was quite good point to start. Also, there were days when Ethereum dropped, for example, 18% or for example 21%. Or for example, one of the craziest day in the April 2025, when Ethereum dropped more than 20% in one single day. And also one of the craziest day in the cryptocurrency history, the 10th of October. That day Ethereum dropped more than 25%. And if we take a look on overall performance of Ethereum since then, we can see that Ethereum increased in its value only at 40%. But before that, Ethereum dropped more than 50% in its value. And this is quite heavy volatility. If you have already watched my last episodes, you know that I started my public portfolio with initial balance of $2,000 to show that it's also possible to earn passive income with a small balance. And right now my total account value after 9 months is equal to $2,719. So that means the total profit is equal to $790. And this is quite nice profitability for a quite low risk strategy that I use. And my public portfolio don't have a such high drawdown as for example Ethereum has. For example, Ethereum dropped minus 50% and the maximum drawdown that I have until now was equal to 2.5% during the same period of time. So you can see this is a quite difference in volatility. And as I said, I started with initial balance of $2,000. But imagine with the same profitability and initial balance of $20,000. The total account value would be $27,900 right now, with a not high volatility of a total balance value and consistent profit. And that would be a profit of $7,900 with a small drawdown and high return. From this $2,790, I still have a hedge of a value of $2,400. So that means no matter what, where the price of Ethereum will go, up or down, $2,400 will be stable in USD value and will not be affected by price increase or price drop in Ethereum. And the difference between the account value and a hedge is my asset that I have in my wallet. And let's take a look what I have in my wallet. And here you can see that I have in my wallet Ethereum with a value of almost $2,700. And $2,400 from this value are hedged. So that means I have roughly $300 in Ethereum right now. And this is a bit less than 0.1 Ethereum. So simply speaking, I have $2,400 in USD value and $300 in Ethereum. And if the price of Ethereum will increase or decrease, only this $300 will be affected by price increase or price drop of Ethereum. Also, what I have in my wallet is 82 USDC. And the value of USDC in my wallet increased significantly in the last month because I started to trade USDC options. And about the USDC options I will explain you a bit later. And also about my strategy that I use. And also I have $10 in money market fund from BlackRock. And as I said in my last portfolio update, my goal is to have $800 of profit. So right now I'm only $9 away from this goal. And the most important goal is to reach $1,000 of profit until the end of the year. So I still have 60 days until the end of the year, and I think it will be possible to reach this goal of $1,000 of profit until the end of the year. And now let's take a look at the overall profitability of my public portfolio. In the last episode, my public portfolio value was equal to $2,783. Right now, as we have already seen, the value of my public portfolio is equal to $2,791. And this is only $8 difference between the last portfolio update, which is not that much. But the reason for that I will show you very soon. But first of all, let's take a look at the overall performance of my public portfolio. So the monthly profitability is equal to only 0.30% in this month, which is very low comparing to all different months. And this is the lowest profitability right now. The annualized return is equal to 3.45%, which is still more than Ethereum staking. And this is already a good news. And the total profitability since inception of my portfolio is equal to almost 40%. And the annualized profitability is equal to a bit more than 50%. And as I said, my main goal right now is to end up the year with a total balance of $3,000 or with a total profit of $1,000. And in this case, my total profitability will be equal to 50%, which is very high profitability in my opinion. And the main reason for this low profitability in this month was a huge price drop on the 10th of October 2025, when Ethereum dropped more than 20%. And my put option, which I sold, was hit. But because I was very defensive, as a result, my profitability was really low. As a result, I was able to recover very fast and continue to earn my passive income with USDC options. And this is also the main reason why I have right now 82 USDC in my wallet, because I was collecting all the premiums in USDC instead of Ethereum, as I was doing this in the previous months. And I also started to trade Bitcoin USDC options, because before this price drop, the volatility of Bitcoin was very low and was below 30%. As a result, the premiums for Bitcoin options were not that high. But after 10th of October 2025 and this massive crash, the volatility has increased massively. And as a result, the prices for the options increase as well. And because I am a seller of the options, this was really positive for me, because I could collect a lot of premiums. And this is what I did. And you may ask me, and why I decided to use USDC options. The minimal size for inverse Bitcoin options, which are settled in Bitcoin. So that means if I would like to buy Bitcoin option, or if I would like to sell Bitcoin option, the prices are in Bitcoin. And the minimal notional size is equal to 0.1 Bitcoin. Right now, this is roughly more than $10,000 of notional amount. And this is much more than my current account value. And that means for me a high leverage. So I would like to avoid leverage. So that's why I can trade Bitcoin USDC options, which have a notional of 0.01 Bitcoin. And in this case, this is only $1,000. And as a result, I can trade 0.02 Bitcoin and don't have any leverage. And this is perfect scenario for my public portfolio. And I plan for the future to continue trade Bitcoin USDC options and collect USDC premiums. And also the second reason why my public portfolio hasn't grown that much in the last month is that my last portfolio update was recording in the beginning of October, when the price of Ethereum was equal to almost $4,500. And since then, Ethereum dropped 14%. And as I can remember, in my portfolio I have also Ethereum. And the price decrease of Ethereum negatively affect my public portfolio. This is not a high amount, but still minus 14% affect negatively my performance. And that's why the profitability in this month is not that high. But as I said, we still have 2 months, November and December, until the end of the year to make some nice profit. And as you can see right now, the implied volatility is much higher as it was in the last month. So that means the prices for the options are much higher. And that means I can benefit from it because I'm selling the options. and I profit from the high implied volatility. Also, if we take a look at the options data, we can see that the market is still very defensive, and the put options are more expensive than the call options, because implied volatility is much higher than the implied volatility of the call options. And because mainly I am selling the put options, I can benefit from this as well. But I have to be a bit more defensive because I don't want to be hit at the all-time high prices. But still, market is more bullish right now, because as you can see, here is the open interest for the call options, and here you can see the open interest for the put options. So that means there are much more call options rather than put options. And that means that investor would like to more speculate that the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum will increase. And we can see that the highest open interest right now is at the end of the year, and also at the end of November. So that means in the next 1 or 2 months we will see a lot of volatility in the market. And this also means that there will be a lot of opportunities to benefit from this high volatility. And if you would like to be up to date, receive the market updates, the most important news, and also chat with me, then join my free Discord channel. The link you will find in the description below. And if you would like to learn more how to earn passive income with crypto options, you can watch my next video here. See you in the next video. Bye!